Welcome to the home of the Florida State Seminoles, Doak Campbell Stadium in Tallahassee. As we'll see a squad from Conference USA, the Sam Houston Bearcats, taking on a team from the playoff a year ago, the Florida State Seminoles. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. So Florida State's offense will have first crack at this one. Last time we saw these guys, they came out firing. They were up to any challenge offered by the secondary. Any suggestions on how to prevent that from happening again this week, David?
And it's tough to have that great of a QB and that great of a wide receiver, but you definitely have to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Jam him. Mess up the timing. Their chemistry and timing with this elite QB and elite receiver is really good. Jesse, I got to mess it up somehow.
And you just have to take calculated risks, right? Every defensive coordinator wants to be aggressive, and you want to press them and play press man, but you can only do it a handful of times because you know in this game, when the quarterback sees that isolated matchup, there is no question he's going to take a shot deep down the field to that guy.
Keeping it on the ground with the single back. Now after that run, they're in pretty good shape at the 30-yard line.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
The Seminoles are facing 3rd and inches. Motion from the wide receiver. Looking downfield, it's Sperry. Quick strike complete. Smashes through the tackle. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the first down.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that 3rd down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
From the gun, the ground game.
You definitely want to commit to the run game. You want to establish the run game. You want the defense to honor it. But if it doesn't work a little later down the road, you might think about airing that puppy out.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Back to pass. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Quarterback gets enough. Open space at the 25. Stopped and forced out of bounds at the 21-yard line, just outside the red zone, and they are looking to get one in here. And the Seminoles are moving quickly down the field. Out of the gun to give to the back. Able to move it ahead a couple of yards. He gets it down to the 20.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
He's got the back in the middle. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
Nice job by the running back, catching the football and understanding where the first down marker was. I got to go get that first down. He did a nice job of it.
The Seminoles have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
That's a great job by the defense, but I don't think the quarterback made the right decision on that RPO. It looked as if the defense was expecting run. They had the box crowded. That's when the quarterback, I think, needs to hold on to and then throw downfield.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. The run up the middle, looking for the score. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Florida State.
The offense goes as he goes, so really no surprise in the opening drive. They keep feeding him the football. He showed you all of his ability on that TV.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. They march 79 yards on the drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. It's Sparks. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. The Bearcats offense will go to work for the first time. And greeting them as a linebacking core in the business of disruption, tackling with aggression. Any suggestions on how to work around them?
Yeah, I think you pray. These linebackers are fast, they're physical, and my favorite part is they don't like people. Like, they are trying to make physical tackles, and it starts with them in this defense against the run, blitzing, against the pass. They're all over the field, Palmer.
Yeah, and I think for this offense, you want to be able to establish the run. I think the big key for them is going to be working the double teams in the zone game and getting into the second level. You have got to try and cover these linebackers up and get a hat on them. If you don't, they're going to run free, and they're going to destroy your game.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. That's reeled in. It's Sparks. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. And the Bearcats will hustle to the line.
Well, after watching the other offense go down the field and score a touchdown, you know this guy's trying to lead his offense to do the exact same thing. That was a big 3rd down. I know there's a lot of football left to play, but you're trying to establish confidence as early as possible. That last throw is really going to help out your team.
From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. And this one will be stopped for no gain. They're bringing the chop. They're bringing the noise on 3rd down at the dope. From the gun, wants to pass. Dumps it off in the flats. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a 3rd down stop. The Bearcats decide to punt it away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Now on the return. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. All right, guys, here comes the Florida State offense onto the field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Looking to throw, it's Sperry. He wants to go deep. And it falls in complete. But it could have been much, much worse as the defender was right there.
DB does an outstanding job here on the deep pass. Locating the football, no PI, able to swat it away, pass incomplete.
Fires toward the target. Tosses it incomplete.
Well, on that incompletion, the quarterback and receiver just not on the same page. I mean, that wasn't even close.
They've got some work to do on this 3rd and long from the 40. From the gun, wants to pass. Unloads to the wideout. Got him downfield. Now with a great opportunity as they pick up the first down. They've got it at the 40.
And listen, the defense knew coming into this one, they were going to target him early and often. He is a weapon, and there's no mystery where the quarterback's going to be looking on critical down and distances. Let's see how they're able to cover him throughout the rest of this game.
They'll give it to the back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Yeah, and listen, offensively, you run the RPOs. You just want positive yards, make the right read. Read the guy. If he wants to drop back a little bit, hand it off, get some positive yards, go on to the next play.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Wants to go up top. Gets it to him on the screen. He goes out of bounds, but not before getting it to the 32.
I'll tell you what, if you want to be overzealous and you want to be a blitzer all the time, I like running the screen right behind him. Did a great job throwing the screen. Almost broke this one for a long game, but it just keeps the defense a little bit more honest if you want to start bringing a lot of pressure.
Runs through a tackle. The change will move, and they'll have 1st and 10 from inside the red zone at the 18.
And on 3rd down, he calls his own number. Really nice job by the quarterback, making the decision, being decisive. He does a good job going, getting the 1st down, a new set of downs for this offense.
To the ground with the back. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone.
You know, with defense, it's this pick or poison game, right? Like, I got to play a little bit soft and make them run the football, but when I do that, I give the running back space, and right there you could tell he takes advantage of it.
The Noles can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. That's the end of the quarter, and Florida State has the lead. 1 period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. Lots of time left, and we are ready to get back to it and open the 2nd period. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a 1st without scoring. Grabbed behind the line. It's Case. Touchdown, no! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. That touchdown gives his team a pretty significant lead at this point.
And that's what you want. You want to start fast. You want everything to come out and start clicking, make some plays. It doesn't always work that way, but when you do, man, the energy, the crowd, everybody's into it. Now the other team better respond.
He'll try to tack on one more. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Fellas, who knows how things are going to finish up in the Mountain West this season, but this is a game to keep in mind. Wyoming took its show on the road, and they'll be packing a big old W in their bags for the trip back to Laramie. Never underestimate the importance of a road win and how it can impact a team's trajectory. A busy day in the Mountain West and an outcome that figures to shuffle the deck there as we send it back to you.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update.
I think for the quarterback, he's going to have to be so good with his eyes in this game. You're going up against one of the best defenses in the country. You've got to look guys off, especially when you're trying to throw to your primary target like he was on that last one.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Unloads quickly.
Great job by the quarterback there. He saw the safety bite on the run fake. So as the safety comes running downhill, he now knows he has the slant throw to his receiver on the outside.
They'll try to get the 1st through the air. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. And the Bearcats line up to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He'll field the punt and try to get some yardage. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. How about the way they attacked the last time they had the ball, mixing run and pass and winding up in the end zone, Jesse?
That's why recruiting is so important. They've got weapons at every skill.
Oh, he's got some space. The 40, the 30, 10. Touchdown Seminoles. He got a step and just dusted the field. The mantra is always finish, and they're trying to do that here in the regular season with this Week 12 performance.
Man, You always want to get the home crowd jacked up and get them excited, get out to an early lead, and they have 20-0. Defense playing well, offense playing well. They got a lot to cheer about here at home.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they're up 21-0. What a way to send a message. Huge play in the running game. One snap, and you've got a touchdown on the board. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. They're down by 21 points, but you get a touchdown here, and you do at least apply a little game pressure, Jesse.
It's true. I think for them to get back in this one at this point now, they need the quarterback to play his best football. He's going to have to be good really pre-snap, David, making sure they're in the right looks, and he's got to be really good with his decision making.
He's got to be dialed in because defensively you're giving up points. So it's not like you have the luxury of your defense playing great. The offense is going to have to score and score pretty dang quickly.
Fires left, and they couldn't make the connection on the long shot.
And that's a really good job by this defense being dialed in. You got a big lead. You know exactly what's coming. This offense is going to have to make some explosive plays down the field. They were ready, they were disciplined, and made a good play on the football.
Under fire. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
Man, it didn't take long for the defense to get home on that play. You see them playing man coverage in the back end, slowing down the routes from the receivers and the rest of the offense. That forced the quarterback to have to hold on to it for just a split second longer, and they were able to get the sack.
The Bearcats will call on their punt team. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. Wants to return it. He's got great speed. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. Then that last drive, if you want to call it that, was efficient. One big run for a score, David. See if they can do it again.
Yeah, and I find it hard-pressed they're not going to give it right back to him. You break that long of a run, get a touchdown, Jesse, I'm assuming he's going to touch it again.
You're absolutely right, David. Everybody in this stadium, I think, is expecting him to get it again, too. Big-time players make big plays in big games. Let's see what he can do here.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Motion from the wideout. Quick pass on the jet motion. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
Well, I love the aggressive nature of the defense on that play. Everybody playing with eye discipline. They saw the pre-snap motion. They knew who had the football, and you saw guys play with excellent instinct, running downhill and making a tackle.
A chance to sort of put the defense on its heels if you convert a 3rd and long. This one from the 44. Looking for a man. It's Berry. Finds his big tight end. Crosses the 30. He's got a lane. Ripping off the huge gain down to the 17-yard line.
It feels like everything this play caller has called has worked so far in this first half for the offense. They've generated a really nice lead, lighting up the scoreboard, and they're staying aggressive. They're throwing the football. They're dictating everything right now to the defense.
They're looking to pass from the red zone. He's got it. That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers.
And this has got to be so demoralizing for this defense right now. Having given up multiple first downs on this drive, somebody on defense has to step up, make a play, and stop the bleeding.
And the Noles trying to cash it in on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. Second and goal coming up. Looking to fire. Trying to barrel in. He's all the way down to the 2-yard line. Just spectacular execution there.
I like the aggressiveness by this defense. You've got to play tight on the wide receivers. There's not a lot of space on the field. You've got to be aggressive, and you've got to make tackles.
Finding it tough to make positive yardage now. 3rd and goal from the 2. From the gun, wants to pass. Touchdown, Florida State! Fired in from the red zone for the score.
Well, this thing's turning into a rout, and it's turning into a rout quickly. Really nice job by the offense there, but it's not just them. Their defense is getting it done. Their special teams are getting it done, and it just feels like they're really feeding off of this home crowd and their energy. This has been the definition of home field advantage in this football game.
Lining up for the PAT. And the extra point makes it 28-0. That drive covered 55 yards for the score. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. We'll see if they can be a little more productive this time around. A 3-and-out the last time they had the ball. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Tight end now in motion. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Got his man out of the backfield. Coaches talk about running with violence, running with bad intentions. That's what that looks like as he gets it up to the 32. The Bearcats in a good spot here with 2nd and short. From the gun, they'll try the middle. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
I don't like the play call. You're down this much against the best run defense in the entire country. You're just smashing your face against the wall. You're not going to get it done. To win this game, you're going to...
There he goes. Into enemy territory and out of bounds at the 41 after the good game there.
It was so important this offense was able to find a way to get in the rhythm, and the running game is now helping that. 2 straight punts on their previous 2 drives. This drive, though, they're having a little bit more success. Big reason why is this running back. He's been able to find some creases to run through, and it's really helping out this offense.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. They'll run it from the gun. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. The Bearcats racing to the line in the hurry up. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. And the Bearcats will try to pin them back with the punt. He'll try to really get into this one. Punt goes out of bounds, and a really nice job as they stick them deep in their own end. They'll mark it around the 10. Okay, guys, the Florida State offense returns to the field. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Boy, that last drive, they looked like they were throwing against air. Just absolute precision execution in the passing game, and it led them to a touchdown. We'll see what they have this possession. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the 1st down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Seminoles, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. Might as well give it to him again. You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
Well, the offense has had their way all game long up to this point. Finally, the defense is able to make a play. And I'll tell you, after that hit, that receiver is going to be thinking twice about running that route again.
Here they come, facing 3rd and long from the 40. Looking to pass. It's Sperry. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived and down. At the 30.
Yeah, that's a great job. And listen, this quarterback's had success. He's already thrown for 2 touchdowns. We got to make him feel uncomfortable. This is still early in the game. Nice job by the defense, getting a hit on the quarterback and making him think a little bit.
No return coming here. Fair catch is signaled for and made just shy of the 30. They'll get this drive started from the 29. He'll pull it on the read. Finding an escape route. He stopped at the 40, but it'll be a first down here late in the half. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a first down. Looking to throw on first down. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. And the Bearcats with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Looking to go up top, and time's running out in the half. Got his man on the right. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. You've already sent your punter out 4 times. At least he knows he's going to get his varsity letter, and his leg might get a bigger. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. The Bearcats will send out the punt unit. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. Pretty solid coverage there, and they'll stop him at the 26. All right, guys, here comes the Florida State offense onto the field. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Reese. I think it's finding the guys that have been working for you earlier on in this game and getting them the football.
Yeah, and there's obviously no need to panic. I mean, think about it. You got the lead. You got the football. You got to be smart with the football, make your plays, put a good drive together here.
The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half. And the Seminoles with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Dropping back, it's Sperry. It's complete to the left. He'll be forced out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 44-yard line, and this offense has it going.
You know, it's funny. I know running backs oftentimes are afterthoughts when it comes to the passing game, but when you think about it, this guy's been making people miss his entire life taking handoffs. So why wouldn't you try to get him involved in the passing game as well? You just saw in that.
He's picked off, and he's thrown a dozen of them. Going the other way, and he's got room. And they get the takeaway and prevent points from going up just before the end of the half. Just enough time for one final play in this half. Looking to throw on first down. Under heavy pressure, lets it fly. Pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for the first half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
And it should come as no surprise, we have ourselves a fun matchup in Tallahassee.
The Seminoles will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. Huge deficit to start this third quarter. They just need to find something to build a little confidence.
Yeah, it hasn't gone well. When you're trailing by this much, this first drive, man, does everything matter and hinge on this? Because every possession in the second half is going to be critical.
Yeah, and I think if you're on offense, why hold back? What are you worried about? Nothing went well in the first half for you, and at this point, trailing by as much as you are, throw caution to the wind, be aggressive, and let's just see what happens.
Caught behind the line. It's the Spartans. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
He was not fooled on that one. You know, a lot of times you want to buy space, and you throw this route really when it's off coverage. But you can tell the cornerback was up, ready to come, pounce on that screen, and get the tackle for a loss.
Snap from the gun on third down. Fires to the wideout. And he dropped it. It looked for all the world like that would be a catch, and he just got too excited. And the Bearcats will punt this one away. They're up to a half-dozen kicks today. He'll field the punt and try to make a big play. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. Looking to throw, it's Sperry. He's got the tight end. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
I like the idea by the quarterback there. You're trying to get this first down, so you find the tight end, see if he can make a guy miss or shake a tackle. Not able to get it done, though.
Quickly complete. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup.
This slot receiver is a guy the defense has to be careful of. He runs good routes. He's got some speed, and if you're not careful, this guy can gash you.
And the Seminoles are at the line looking to convert on third and short. On third and short, they'll try to convert through the air. Fires to the tight end. Across the 25, he's got room. Oh, I thought he was taking that all the way, but they stop him at the 7.
Man, we knew coming into this game just how explosive this offense could be, and a big part of that is their ability to throw the football. They've scored a ton of points, and it's because they can generate plays like that. When this quarterback sees the one-on-one matchup he wants, he is not afraid to pull the trigger, and he hits a big throw there.
After that huge gain, now a chance to cash it in from just outside the 5. A first down run on the doorstep. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Back to throw, it's Sperry. Trying to bull his way in. Into the end zone. Touchdown, no! If this dude were a kitchen knife, he would be slicing tomatoes so thin your in-laws would never come back to your house.
Well, that'd be a good thing. I don't know if I want my in-laws to come back anyways, but he's been on fire. He's been absolutely torching this defense. They've had absolutely no answers for him.
And they tack on the extra point for a 35-0 lead. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. They went 3 and out last time. Now they'll look for some plays that work. Wants to throw on first down. Right on the money. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down. After that big gainer to open things up, they'll put it in play from the 40. Looking downfield on first down. Makes the grab. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Backed up now. Here's second and long. The give to the back. Makes one man miss. Continuing to turn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48.
And those little runs, man, they don't look great in the box score, but I love when an offense stays on schedule and it makes those third downs more manageable, easier, harder to attack me now from a defensive perspective trying to get to me. So it's an easy, simple play for this offense, but I love it.
The Bearcats send out the punt unit. Makes the catch, and now looking for just a little bit of daylight. Very little will make a crowd hold its breath like a punt return, and he brought them to their feet on that one. Looks as if... injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, David. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
It's 1st and 10 for this offense from the 42. Back to pass, it's Sperry. Fires to the right. Complete downfield. They'll ride him out of bounds after the good pickup spotted at the 25-yard line.
Well, this defense is going to have to find a way to start mixing up their coverages. They're in a tough spot. They're down right now, so most people would think the opponent would be running the ball, but when you've had the success these guys have had throwing it, you're going to see more shot plays. You better change your looks up to try and get a takeaway to get back in this game.
Runs through the tackle. Turning it on. Big time run on that one as he goes out of bounds wide at the 10.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
They'll run it from the gun. He's brought down just running hard in the red zone, and he'll be just a few inches short.
And it's a nice decision by the quarterback when you run these RPOs. Man, if you can give it to them and you can get such positive yards like that, continue to do it. Make that defense react a different way, then I'll throw the football.
Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Give to the running back. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown Seminoles. And at this point, they're just rubbing their noses in it.
There's nothing positive to be able to take away from this. You got beat down, you move on to the next game, start working on the next opponent. This one's over.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And he tacks on the extra point. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Week to week, it's so tough to figure the Mountain West, which is why this one is notable. Utah State has the lead right now. Logan has been jumping all week, but this game is hardly over. There is time left on that clock. They're up by 4 over San Diego State. The moment something changes in this Mountain West fight, you will hear about it here. Back to you guys.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. The give to the right. He gets nothing, and they keep plowing ahead with the running game, and they've got very little to show for it.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
Quick release on the RPO. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
Now, you've seen the evolution of these slot receivers. They're just matchup nightmares. They're hard to get your hand on. A lot of times, they're off the football. You can't jam them. These guys are so productive, and offenses really feature their best players most time in those slot.
And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
And I wish I could bring you some hope, but, man, this defense, again, you know, they already got the lead. They got their ears pinned back. They're rushing the quarterback. I know this one's over, but offensively, let us find a way to protect our guy, put something together. Maybe we find a way to make this respectable at some point in the football game.
The Bearcats will bring the punt team onto the field. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. He gets a block. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. Okay, guys, the Florida State offense returns to the field. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
And the defense snows him under after a very... game.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
To the air, it's Berry. He hurls one deep down the left side. Grabs it inside the 10.
And that receiver had nobody around. That has got to be embarrassing for the defense. When you let someone that deep downfield go completely uncovered.
And that big gainer on the last one has them ready to go from inside the 10. Looking for the goal line. Needed one more turn of the legs to get it in there, and he's denied just inches away from the touchdown.
This is the area of the field defensively. It really doesn't matter what they've done to get here. You got to bow up, try to force the field goal. Nice job on first down and goal, getting them tackled to the ground.
They'll try to run it in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Florida State. If these guys wanted to make a statement, the statement has been delivered.
It's your job to stop them. Oh, don't run the score up. Well, do something about it. The defense has to step up and make plays. Obviously, they're not willing to do that, so just keep running plays and keep scoring.
Lining up to add another. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead and they're trying to hold on to it. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Back to the ground game on the left. Find some fresh air. And he was able to pick up a few yards on the ground, and the clock has run out here in the third. We've come to the end of the period, and Florida State has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. As we enter the fourth quarter, let's see if anything memorable can come from this one. be second down as we open the final stanza. He'll do it himself. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
They just haven't been able to get much going in this game. The defense has definitely had their number, and here they are late. You're asking yourself, why are they still running the football, trailing this much late in the game? But that's basically a microcosm of how this game has gone.
Bring in the heat. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
And this has been one of those days you want to forget. I mean, you're getting drunk. There's no other way to put it. It's been a bad day. I'm trying to put a drive together here, maybe to just get some kind of momentum, something positive, maybe something in the locker room we can talk about that didn't go well.
The Bearcats will punt it away on fourth down. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. He'll try to field the punt and bring it back. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. All right, guys, here comes the Florida State offense onto the field. Now they'll try to cash in this drive. 1st and 10 from the 50. On the move. Breaks into the open. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down.
And this is exactly what you want to do when you're on offense. You have the lead. You want to chew the clock, keep the ball on the ground, keep that thing just ticking, Palmer.
They're just imposing their will, Dave, and that's something that we've seen, I think, all game. Up front, they've been the more physical team. They're the ones that's getting pushed and that's getting movement, and it's carrying over all the way here deep into the fourth quarter.
And that seemed a little off from the start, didn't it?
That was a big-time play, and it was off from the start because of the play he made.
And I don't think it would have mattered who was playing running back. There was absolutely nowhere to go.
To throw, it's Dishman. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
And quarterback receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
They're looking at a 3rd down and short from the 33. From the gun, wants to pass. Offenses gain momentum with 3rd down conversions like that. They've got it at the 25.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is. You saw it right there on that play.
These wide receivers are so athletic out wide now. You're so worried about getting beat deep. And these slant routes, they can be a good changeup. I mean, just a couple steps, stick your foot in the ground, come inside. It might not be huge gains all the time, but, man, it keeps that DB off balance.
That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening.
Well, a nice gainer on that running back screen. Now, how about the offensive line getting downfield and getting blocks to really help out the back, find some space to go to work?
From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Here's a heat. Couldn't find anybody open, just threw it away, and that's a smart move. You want to avoid the turnover, especially in the red zone. It'll be 4th down. They'll try to salvage a field goal on this drive. Didn't make them sweat at all. It's good. Well, that's just piling on. Not the penalty kind, just the mean kind. That lead just keeps getting fatter, and this kickoff team doing a little running. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Crosses the 30 to the 31 and a 6-yard pickup.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Can't connect on his first throw.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback in this offense. You got a great game plan all week long. You're watching it throughout practice. You think you're going to have a chance to light up the scoreboard, but they're just not able to hook up. You got to give this defense a ton of credit. They've done a great job in coverage. They've been breaking on passes. They've had their number, and that's why they're leading by as much as they are.
Hold on.
A costly penalty wipes out that third down conversion, and now they'll back up and try it again. Now on third down for this offense. They'll try the run. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. And the Bearcats will line up to punt it away. They'll look to pin him deep. Hauls it in and looking upfield. Slips through the line. Really explosive when he gets his hands on the ball, and he found a couple of crevices and made a nice game before being run out of bounds. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. And to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse, they'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here.
Oh, he's got some space. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down.
And the defense down in this game, they just can't do anything to stop this offense at this point, David. Right now, they know they're going to be trying to run the football and try and ice the game, but there's nothing at this point it seems they can do.
Yeah, and it's frustrating. I got to sell out, man. I got to bring as many guys to the line of scrimmage as I can. I got to find a way to get this ball back to my offense. The clock is not my friend, and them running the football is only going to run this thing out quicker. I got to find a way to make something happen, strip the football, do something. And I can't tell you how much I love seeing corners being willing to come up and tackle. That is so huge for a defense. You can't olay blocks and create space. You can't just hang out on the outside. You got to go set that edge.
And conversely, I can't tell you how much I hate it when receivers don't want to block. You got to do a better job on the perimeter. It's not going to be enough in this offense just to catch passes. You got to go execute your assignment. That corner should have been blocked, and they should have gotten a bigger gain on that outside run.
Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a first and goal. Pulls and fires complete. Bust through behind his pad. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their total.
And how about this squad, man? Looking good again. Like, I feel like we say this week in and week out, just continuing to remain undefeated. Whatever it takes, offense, defense, special teams, they have been a good unit, and that's why their ranking is so high.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point splits the uprights. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Week to week, it's so tough to figure the ACC, which is why this one is notable. Virginia Tech picked a bad day to have a bad day. The once proud tradition Frank Beamer built there in Blacksburg, we're a long way from that right now. They're trailing by 14 to North Carolina. Any major changes in this ACC standoff, you'll hear about them first from us, gentlemen.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final.
This offense has their work cut out for them, man, because the coverage has been so tight. And if you're not throwing to the sideline or you're not getting past the sticks, this defense is going to...
He's got it on the outside. And a potentially touchdown-saving tackle made there after the long completion. Offense has it at the 28 on first down. From from the gun. Running back gets to give. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. And the Bearcats now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Wants to fire on second down. Pulls it in. It's Chubb. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
And listen, the defense playing really conservative, right? You got the lead, but here's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get sacks. I got to get to the quarterback. I got to make sure I'm getting him, knocking him off the spot. Padding my stats, by the way. Got a lot of sacks late in games, and we had a big lead, but that's a...
And the rush will get to him at the 25.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man. Doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on, and now just throw another sack in the equation, hitting the quarterback, being disruptive. They've been all over the field.
Now on fourth down, they'll try to come away with 3. It's good. Easy call for the refs. I wouldn't say they cut into the deficit. They sort of microscopically edged off the deficit. Still a mountain to climb. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. Firmly in control of this game. We'll see if they just try to run out the clock and get out with a victory.
Everybody on offense here should feel really good about their performance today too, David. They had a really good game plan coming into this one, and they went out and they executed at a very high level.
Yeah, lights out, and this game's over. I'm interested to see the philosophy now. Do we keep chucking the pill and keep trying to score points because it's the defense's responsibility to stop them, or do they just run this clock and say, all right, we did enough today. We kicked them in the face.
That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
You know, defensively, you live by the blitz and you die by the blitz. That time, they dialed it up into the run play, and the linebacker able to make a nice tackle.
Dropping back, it's Dishman. Just a short pass to the tight end. Across the 50 and knocked out of bounds at the 48. An explosive play gets this offense working. The Seminoles come to the line with a fresh set of downs. To the air on first down. Caught over the middle. It's Provo. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to be enough to put them in victory formation for the rest of this one.
Nice route there by the tight end, making it real easy for his quarterback to find an easy completion.
From the 30-yard line on first down. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain. Timeout called by the offense. A mere 10 seconds to go in the game. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Back to pass. It's complete on the right side. Kangaroos his way. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business. First and goal. One more play to pad the stats. Trying to find the end zone. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
And they say play to the final whistle. This offense took it to heart. Scoring late, maybe they could have wasted the clock. They made no doubt about it. This one's over.
And he tacks on the extra point. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. Nice return there, and he'll be dragged down at the 34. Just complete and utter dominance in this one. Outplayed their opponent and took care of business.
Yeah, total domination in all three phases of the game. Offense, defense, and special teams. This team came ready to play, and man, it was pedal to the metal right from the opening kickoff.
And that's how you like it. Forget the close games, forget the heartbreakers, this play could decide it. Just frying pan, meat face, ball game over.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.